Picture this. You're at a crowded party, the kind where laughter bounces off the walls, glasses clink like tiny bells, and every conversation feels like a spark. You're in your element, charming the room, swapping stories, making everyone feel like they're your best friend. You're the life of the party, and it feels good. But then, a shadow falls over your shoulder. A voice, sharp and cold as a winter blade, whispers in your ear. The more sociable you are, the more stupid you become. That voice belongs to Niccolo Machiavelli, the Renaissance master of strategy, whose words cut through the warm haze of human connection like a scalpel. He's not calling you dumb, not in the way we throw the word around today. No, his warning is darker, more insidious. To Machiavelli, sociability isn't just a social skill, it's a vulnerability. Every smile you flash, every secret you share, every moment you let your guard down, it's a crack in your armor. And in a world where power, survival, and betrayal are always in play, those cracks can be fatal. This isn't just some dusty philosophy from 500 years ago. It's a lens that reveals the hidden currents beneath every interaction, from office small talk to Instagram likes, from barroom banter to boardroom deals. What if being everyone's favorite person makes you their easiest target? What if your charm is your Achilles heel? Over the next 6,000 words, we're diving deep into Machiavelli's provocative claim. This is a journey into the heart of human nature, where trust is a gamble, connection comes at a cost, and sociability might just be the sweetest trap of all. Buckle up. This isn't just a story. It's a wake-up call. The double-edged sword of sociability. Let's start with the obvious. Humans are wired to connect. We're social creatures, built to band together, share stories, and find strength in numbers. Back when we were dodging saber-toothed cats, being sociable wasn't just nice, it was survival. The tribe kept you alive. The loner got eaten. Fast forward to today, and that instinct still hums in our brains. A warm conversation, a shared laugh, a pat on the back, it lights up our neural reward centers like a slot machine hitting jackpot. Dopamine, oxytocin, the works. It's why being liked feels so damn good. But here's where Machiavelli steps in, his eyes narrowing. That feel-good rush? It's a drug, and like any drug, it clouds your judgment. The more you chase the high of sociability, being loved, admired, included, the more you expose yourself. Every time you open your mouth to charm or confess, you're handing out pieces of yourself. Your opinions, your weaknesses, your ambitions, they're all ammunition for someone sharper, someone watching, someone playing a longer game. Machiavelli saw this in the cutthroat courts of Renaissance Italy, where a single misplaced word could cost you your head. But don't think for a second that our world is any softer. Today's battlefields are boardrooms, social media feeds, even family dinners. The stakes might not always be life or death, but they're real. Your reputation, your career, your peace of mind. Sociability makes you feel safe, but it's a mirage. The more you lean into it, the more you risk what Machiavelli called stupidity. Not a lack of intelligence, but a lack of control. You become predictable, manipulable, a pawn in someone else's chess game. Let's paint a picture. You're at a networking event, glass of wine in hand, working the room like a pro. You're telling stories, cracking jokes, sharing your big ideas for the future. The crowd loves you, but across the room, someone's listening, a little too closely. They nod, they smile, they mirror your enthusiasm. Later, they're pitching your idea to the boss, or worse, to a rival. You thought you were building connections. You are handing over leverage. Machiavelli's point? The more sociable you are, the more you're bleeding power. Why sociability clouds the mind. So why does sociability make us stupid? It's not about losing brain cells, it's about losing clarity. When you're sociable, you're performing. You're reading the room, adjusting your tone, shaping yourself to fit what others want. It's exhausting, even if you don't realize it. Your brain's so busy keeping everyone happy that it stops asking the hard questions. What's their angle? What do they want from me? You start assuming the best in people because it feels good to believe they're like you, open, honest, friendly. But that's the trap. Machiavelli knew human nature doesn't bend toward kindness. People are loyal only as long as it serves them. They're kind until they don't need to be. And the more sociable you are, the less you see this. You're too busy basking in the glow of connection to notice the knife being sharpened behind your back. It's not that everyone's out to get you. Most people aren't, but enough are. And sociability blinds you to the difference. Think about the most sociable people you know. They're magnetic, right? They light up a room, make everyone feel special, but they're also the ones who get burned the most. They're the ones who loan money they'll never see again, who trust promises that evaporate, who share secrets that end up as gossip. Why? Because sociability breeds trust, and trust in Machiavelli's world is a luxury you can't afford. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being awake. Let's ground this in a story. Meet Sarah, the queen of sociability. She's the colleague everyone loves, always organizing happy hours, always ready with a compliment, always open about her dreams and struggles. At work, she's the glue of the team, the one who makes everyone feel heard. But one day, she confides in a co-worker about her frustrations with the boss. It feels good to vent, to connect. A week later, her words are twisted and whispered into the boss's ear. Sarah's passed over for a promotion. The co-worker? They're climbing the ladder, smiling at her across the office. Sarah wasn't stupid. She was sociable. And in Machiavelli's book, that's a dangerous line, 1.5 place to be. The power of silence. If sociability is a trap, what's the way out? Machiavelli's answer is simple, but brutal. Silence. Not the shy, awkward kind, but the deliberate, powerful kind. Silence is a shield. It keeps your cards hidden while others show their hand. It lets you observe, analyze, and strike only when the moment's right. The sociable person fills every gap with chatter. The Machiavellian lets the silence do the talking. Imagine a high-stakes meeting. Everyone's shouting ideas, trying to outshine each other. The sociable guy's in the thick of it, spilling every thought, desperate to be heard. He feels like he's winning, but the quiet one in the corner, nodding, listening, saying little, they're the one to watch. They're collecting data. Who's allied with whom? Who's nervous? Who's bluffing? When they finally speak, it's precise, calculated, and devastating. They've been playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. This isn't about being antisocial. Machiavelli's ideal prince could charm a crowd when it suited him, but he knew the value of restraint. Sociability makes you loud, exposed, predictable. Silence makes you untouchable. It's not about saying nothing, it's about saying only what matters. It's about controlling the narrative, not becoming part of someone else's. Let's bring this to life. You're at a bar, surrounded by friends and strangers. Someone starts probing, asking personal questions. The sociable, you might spill your life story, eager to bond. The Machiavellian, you smiles, deflects, asks a question instead. What's your story? Suddenly, they're talking, revealing themselves while you stay a mystery. You're not rude, you're strategic. You're protecting your power. The danger of trust. At the heart of sociability lies trust. And Machiavelli saw trust as a double-edged sword. When you're sociable, you're wired to trust. You assume the person laughing at your jokes has your back. You believe the colleague who says, "We're in this together." But Machiavelli's voice cuts through. People are loyal only until it stops serving them. Trust too easily, and you're handing someone a loaded gun. This isn't about living in a bunker, trusting no one. It's about recognizing that trust is a transaction, not a gift. The sociable person gives it freely, assuming reciprocity. The Machiavellian demands proof. They watch, they test, they wait. They know that every act of kindness has a motive, even if it's buried deep, and they're rarely wrong. Consider a modern example. You're on social media, posting about your life, your dreams, your fears. It feels good to share, to connect with your followers. But every post is a window into your soul. A scammer sees your vacation photos and knows your house is empty. A rival sees your job update and undercuts you. A troll sees your vulnerability and pounces. You thought you were being sociable. You were handing out leverage. This plays out in real life too. Take Jake, a charismatic entrepreneur. He's at a conference charming investors, sharing his startup's big vision. One investor seems especially enthusiastic, promising big money. Jake's thrilled. His sociability's paying off. He shares proprietary details, trusting the investor's excitement. Weeks later, the investor ghosts him, and a rival company launches a suspiciously similar product. Jake wasn't stupid. He was sociable. He trusted too soon, and it cost him everything. The art of deception. Here's where Machiavelli gets uncomfortable. If sociability makes you vulnerable, survival demands something darker. Deception. Not cartoonish villainy, but the subtle art of controlling perception. The sociable person wears their heart on their sleeve. The Machiavellian wears a mask. They smile. They nod. They play the game, but their true intentions stay hidden. This doesn't mean lying for fun. It means understanding that every interaction is a chess move. The sociable person plays checkers, reacting with honesty and enthusiasm. The Machiavellian plays 3 moves ahead, letting others think they're winning while setting up the checkmate. Deception isn't about betrayal. It's about protection. It's about keeping your power while others squander theirs. Picture a negotiation. The sociable you wants to be transparent, to build trust, to show you're a team player. You lay out your terms, your bottom line, your hopes. But Machiavelli pulls you back. Don't show your hand. Drop hints, feign hesitation, let them sweat. Make them think they're in control while you steer the outcome. By the time they realize what's happened, you've already won. This isn't about screwing people over. It's about not getting screwed. Let's make it real. You're selling a car. The buyer's friendly, chatty, full of compliments. Love this car, man. Just not sure about the price. The sociable, you might lower the price to keep the vibe friendly. The Machiavellian, you smile, says, "I've got another buyer coming tomorrow. Let me know if you change your mind. You're not lying. You're controlling the frame. 9 times out of 10, they'll meet your price. Sociability would have cost you thousands. Yeah, the cost of connection. But let's pause. Isn't sociability worth something? Doesn't it bring joy, meaning, even love? Of course it does. Machiavelli wasn't a robot. He knew humans need connection, but he also knew every bond comes with a price. The more you invest in relationships, the more you risk. The more you let people in, the more they can hurt you or use you. Think of your friendships. The best ones feel effortless, like family. But even those can blind you. Your best friend might love you, but they might also envy your success. They might share your secrets without thinking or lean on you too hard when they're struggling. Sociability makes you say yes to everything, every favor, every late night call, every emotional burden. But every yes chips away at your time, your energy, your focus. Machiavelli's not saying to ditch your friends. He's saying to choose them wisely. Think of your social circle like a fortress. The gates should be strong, the guest list exclusive. The sociable person leaves the gates wide open, welcoming everyone with a feast. The Machiavellian keeps the drawbridge up, letting in only those who've earned it. Both can have friends, but one's a lot harder to betray. Let's look at a real-world case. Emily's the ultimate people person. She's always there for her friends, always ready to listen, always hosting get-togethers. One day, a friend asks for a loan. $5,000, no big deal. They'll pay it back soon. Emily trusts them, hands over the cash. Months pass, no repayment. The friend dodges her calls, then moves away. Emily's out $5,000, heartbroken and kicking herself. Her sociability, her trust, cost her more than money. It cost her clarity. The modern Machiavelli. Machiavelli's world of Renaissance intrigue feels far away, but his warning is screamingly relevant in 2025. Social media has turned sociability into a global sport. Every post, every story, every emoji is a performance, a bid for likes and validation. But every click exposes you. Your vacation pics tell burglars your house is empty. Your job rant tells recruiters your trouble. Your heartfelt post about mental health invites trolls and opportunists. The more sociable you are online, the more you're playing a game you can't win. Take influencers, the poster children of modern sociability. They thrive on connection, sharing their lives to build a following. But how many get burned? A friend leaks their private DMS. A brand exploits their trust with shady contracts. A follower turns on them over a single misstep. The influencer's sociability, their openness, their charm, is their greatest asset and their greatest weakness. They're not stupid, but they're vulnerable. Machiavelli would have warned them, stop giving so much away. The workplace is another minefield. Open plan offices, team building retreats. We're all family vibes. It's sociability on steroids. But the colleague who's always buying coffee might be gunning for your job. The boss who calls you buddy might be setting you up to take the fall. The more you lean into that warm, fuzzy camaraderie, the less you see the knives. Machiavelli's ghost is whispering, keep your eyes open. The balance of power. So, how do we live in a social world without falling into Machiavelli's trap? It's not about becoming a hermit or a villain. It's about balance. Being sociable enough to thrive, but sharp enough to survive. Here's how to walk that line. 1. Listen more than you speak. Let others reveal themselves while you stay guarded. Ask questions, nod, observe. The less you say, the more you learn. 2. Question motives. Not with paranoia, but with curiosity. Why are they being so nice? What's in it for them? Most people have an angle. Spot it before it spots you. 3. Trust slowly. Trust is earned, not given. Test people with small stakes before you bet big. A true ally proves themselves over time. Master the art of no. Sociable people say yes to everything. Favors, invites, emotional baggage. Learn to say no. Politely, but firmly. It's not rude. It's self-preservation. 5. Wear the mask. You don't have to be fake, but you don't have to be an open book either. Share what serves you. Hide what protects you. Control the narrative. This isn't about cutting yourself off from the world. It's about staying awake. You can still laugh, love, connect. Just do it with intention. Be the person who lights up the room, but also the one who sees every shadow. Real life lessons. Let's ground this in a few more stories because Machiavelli's wisdom shines brightest in action. Story 1. The Oversharing Entrepreneur. Tom's a startup founder, a natural charmer. At a pitch event, he meets a venture capitalist who loves his vibe. Over drinks, Tom spills his entire business plan, financials, tech details, growth strategy. The VC promises to follow up, but ghosts him. Or 6 months later, a competitor launches a near-identical product backed by the same VC. Tom's sociability cost him his company. Lesson: share the vision, not the blueprint. Story 2. The Loyal Friend. Lisa's the ultimate friend, always there, always listening. Her friend Mark's going through a rough patch, so she spends hours on the phone, helping him through it. She even cancels plans to be there for him. But when Lisa hits a low point, Mark's nowhere to be found. He's too busy now that he's back on his feet. Lisa's sociability drained her energy for nothing. Lesson: reciprocity isn't guaranteed. Choose your investments wisely. Story 3. The Social Media Star. Mia's an Instagram influencer with 100,000 followers. She posts raw, honest content about her life, building a loyal fan base. But one day, a follower screenshots a private DM and leaks it online. The backlash is brutal. Her brand deals vanish, her reputation takes a hit. Mia's openness made her a target. Lesson: the internet's not your friend. Share strategically. These aren't just cautionary tales, they're proof that Machiavelli's warning isn't just theory, it's life. The joy of connection versus the price of exposure. Let's be real. Sociability isn't all bad. It's the spark of human connection, the stuff of love, friendship, and collaboration. Without it, life would be gray and lonely. Machiavelli wasn't antisocial, he was anti-naive. He knew that every connection carries a risk, and the more sociable you are, the more risks you take. The key is to weigh those risks, to choose your connections like a general choosing allies. Think of your social life like a high-stakes poker game. The sociable person lays all their cards on the table, hoping for goodwill. The Machiavellian plays it close, reading the table, bluffing when necessary. They don't cheat. They just play to win. You can still enjoy the game, but you don't bet the house unless you're sure. This balance is especially crucial in 2025, where the lines between a public and private are razor thin. Every text, every post, every casual chat is a potential leak. The sociable person dives in head first, craving connection. The Machiavellian pauses, assesses, acts. They know that every interaction is a transaction, and they're not here to lose. Their archaic conclusion: stay sharp, stay alive. Machiavelli's claim, the more sociable you are, the more stupid you will be, isn't a death sentence for connection. It's a call to arms. Sociability is a double-edged sword. It builds bridges, but also burns them. It opens doors, but leaves you exposed. The trick is to wield it wisely, to charm without losing your edge, to connect without losing yourself. As you move through the world, whether it's a party, a Zoom call, or a Twitter thread, hear Machiavelli's voice. Slow down, watch, think. Be the person who lights up the room, but also the one who sees through the smoke. Trust, but verify. Love, but protect. Because in a world where everyone's smiling, the one who sees through the smiles is the one who survives. This journey has been a deep dive into the shadows of human nature, where sociability meets strategy and trust meets truth. It's not about becoming a cold, calculating machine. It's about staying awake in a world that wants you to sleep. So the next time you're tempted to spill your soul, to trust too quickly, to chase the high of being liked, pause, channel Machiavelli, and play the game to win.